Hello, boys and girls. This is Mr. Kizik, and I thought I'd give you guys a little or another support video to help you with your homework here. Um, so in your homework problem, you have a triangle. Obviously, it's not the same triangle here, but you have a triangle where you have to do the different trig functions. Well, the first thing you want to do, and as I mentioned in the video too, is you are missing a side here. In this case, you're missing a C. So the first thing you want to do is set up your Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Remember, c is the hypotenuse. And then a and b are basically the other two sides that we call the legs. So as we talked about before, where is the hypotenuse? Correct, the hypotenuse is always opposite of the 90-degree angle. So that's BC here. So my setup would be something like 4 squared plus, we'll call it x squared, equals 5 squared. Do the math here. 16 plus x squared equals 25. Subtract 16 from both sides, and I get 9. And take the square root, and I get 3. So I get this side 3. So that's the first thing you want to talk about now. And as we mentioned, this is the hypotenuse. Now, when we do these trig functions, that will never change. 5 here will always be the hypotenuse. So if I did something like, if I asked you, what is the sine of C? Remember, sine from the video, the ratio was opposite over hypotenuse. So what that means is that you want to figure out what the side is that's opposite of angle C over the hypotenuse. Well, we already know. Sorry, just try and move this back up here. I don't know what happened. There. All right, so we know the hypotenuse is 5. So we know that's on the bottom. So the question is, what's the side that's opposite of angle C? Well, here is angle C down here in the bottom right. Remember, in order to find the opposite side, you would draw an arrow from that until you hit what's called the opposite side. So in this case here, it would be 4. So 4 over 5. How about cosine of C? Well, cosine of C, remember cosine, the ratio is adjacent over hypotenuse. So it's something over 5. So which side is adjacent? Just think of the word adjacent when we talked about in the beginning of the year. The word adjacent means next to. So if I look here, next to, or the sides that create the angle, are this side here and this side here. But what did we say that side was where the 5 is? We said that was the hypotenuse because it's its own special side. So the side I'd use is 3. So tangent of C would be, if you remember, the ratio is opposite over adjacent. So we said before the opposite side was 4 and adjacent side is 3. Now the question I get is, well, does that mean 4 is always opposite and 3 is adjacent? And the answer is yes, if the angle we're talking about is C. But what happens, like in your homework problem, it's talking about angle B instead, and we're asked to find sine of B, cosine of B, and tangent of B. The only thing that stays the same in the problem is that this 5 right here. This 5 will stay as the hypotenuse. That part does not change. But now since we're talking about angle B, I'll put the 5 here. Here's B. Which side now is opposite of angle B? Well, if I drew an arrow to the opposite side, I have 3. Now, in relationship to b, 3 is the opposite side. Well, how about cosine of b? Well, again, what sides are adjacent to angle b, in other words, help create the angle? These 2 sides here, but as we said before, this side right here is not considered to be adjacent because it's a special case. It's the hypotenuse. So it would be 4 over 5. And then for the last one, tangent, opposite over adjacent, 3 over 4. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is a little quick video that I just wanted to show you guys just to help you see how you would go about doing your homework problem. Again, if you do have questions, feel free to message me and utilize the office hours.